This is everybody's day. This is everybody's day. If you check my needs, you find out that there's nothing that is speaking about. There's nothing for show in my needs. All of them are needs. There are no wants there. I don't have cravings. And then they said, why is it I don't have cravings? I said, God can make a man like that. So there's nothing to boast about. If you come on the altar and say, make me, you will lose ambition. You will lose cravings. Because I found out that if greed is still in your life, you will have gifted the enemy a gate to afflict your soul. You'll be anointed, but you'll be in pain. Greed. There were many things I said around ministry, and the young man said, his ministers' conference we will do. We will not do normal conference again. Abeokuta is littered with young ministers who are dangerously indebted. Dangerously, in hundreds of millions. It's a city that is ripe for revival. But if the agents are indebted, they will hide their heads. The enemy is smart, and so he doesn't need to afflict them by witchcraft. He just gives them cravings, ambition. We want to start ministry this year and fly a private jet. We want to start ministry this year and ride a G-Wagon. We want to start ministry this year and ride a Range Rover Sports. Good cars, no doubt. Good cars. If you are here under the sound of my voice and you are fighting that battle, tonight may Jesus win. Life is designed to be entered into in seasons. I'm not saying that you must first be poor before you are rich, but wise men labor into God's emphasis for the seasons of their lives. And a man cannot live by the emphasis of God and not be contented. That's the secret to contentment. That you understand that man shall not live by bread alone. The value of your life is not by what you can gather. You are supposed to live by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of God. If you live that way, you will know the way of contentment. It means only what God is emphasizing that you should have is what you will have. And if God says you should have it, He will make it good. I'm a living witness. I've seen the hand of God. I was about aborting this series, but me and my wife know what Jesus has used militant church to do. And it comes like a subtle sermon, but it's rocking the fabrics of many things. And we are blessed because we are rocking fabrics. If you ask her, she will just smile, she will not tell you. But we have seen the faithfulness of God as a family because we stayed on the emphasis of God. Can you whisper to your neighbor, stay on the emphasis of God? Social media can be a contaminant. It advertises to you what every other person has and makes you feel that God cannot be trusted. And when you open your heart to those things and begin to pursue them, you see, money is good. The love of money, the Bible says, is what? The root of love money, not love money, love money. We know how you emerge. Somebody somewhere will say, Reverend, you shall like to be poor. We'll compare notes very soon. Also, the way I'm seeing God now, you will see Him. I will not share the testimony. I'm asking my God to make you have those same kind of testimonies, and then you will share it. Honestly, you can't have my kind of testimonies and not share it. I've seen God. I've seen God. There was a way it came during the week and I was crying. I really literally was crying. I was in the public transport, but I was crying. Is this how you look? Because I found out that the provision of God does not always respond to asking. It doesn't respond to asking. Sometimes he knows the need is there, just minding your business, and he goes to meet it. You can't remember when you asked him. He's faithful. But what the enemy seeks to do is to use the things that we see, the things that we hear, to contaminate us. For some, it's a lure to a little extra worldliness. A little. And that area of little expression exposes the believer to the enemy. You were designed to be more defensive than offensive as a Christian. And when you have won everything, we will still need to check if you are safe. Fight the contaminants. Fight them. Pay more attention to your life to see what the enemy is doing. Pay more attention. To see what weakens you. Pay more attention to see what made you stop prayer for 2 days. Pay more attention to see what made you stop reading the word. Pay more attention to the gate that filthy thoughts are using to penetrate you, and then block it up. A contaminated man is potentially a weak man, and is a victim in the making. We must fight. You have a phone, you are battling a habit. Drop the phone. Don't just pray and be subscribing. There's a place you used to go, and everything they say there is corrupt. Then you pray and say, no, my ears are blessed. You confess, no evil thing enters my ear. But you go to that place. The other prayer you didn't pray is, Lord, make me deaf. Because if it does not answer your cry for deafness, evil thing will see enter your ear. You can't manipulate them not to say what is wrong, immoral words. But you go there all the time, and you are trying not to speak their slangs. The believer must pay attention to himself. Don't be casual. The devil's greatest force of attack, or the devil's greatest weapon of attack, is not brute force. It's subtlety. It's wisdom. If I fly now, he says, as a witch in the night, this house is a no-fly zone. But I can weaken him in his phone. Sometimes when I go on Facebook, there's something on Facebook that they call reel or something. I don't know who invented it. I've not watched any good thing. I've not seen any good thing play back on that reel before. So I bound myself by an oath not to open anyone. What you see on the cover is not as bad as what you will see if you click. You go on YouTube. You are looking for a sermon. Have you found out that what first comes out are all this comedy? If it was a Minioba, you know that guy. His comedies are still, they are insulting and all of that. But some brothers hang around Mr. What's that guy's name? Macaroni. When I heard that the guy had not clocked 30 years, I began to ask myself how depravity can dwell that deep, less than 30. It means he has not entered into his destiny in that line. Things can be worse except Jesus apprehends him. Now, what's his real name? You said, Debo, is he a Christian? He's not a Christian. Okay. There are Christians that are like that too. You pierce your soul, then you begin to struggle. Sometimes I watch comedy. I'm not saying they are evil. The comedy I like to watch most now is Elder, your Isaac, your person, your Bini person. Speaks on national issues. The jokes are sane, doesn't waste words, speaks against youth exuberance and things like that. It's clean. I'm not trying to look for subscribers for him. I don't know him, Maybe he lives on Isaac Street in Benin. I don't know. But I don't know him. So we're not saying don't entertain yourself. We're not saying